He didn't plan on becoming the most recognized face in wrestling. It's one of those things people call fate, but whether it turned out for better or worse is still debated to this day. And after watching this video, you can decide for yourself. Back in the late 1970s, Terry Bollea was just a big guy playing bass guitar at a bar in Florida. He loved music. It was his world. Wrestling was a dream he never dared to chase, not until fate walked in with a beer and a question that would change everything. He was playing bass in a Florida bar when Gerald Brisco, a former wrestler and talent scout, spotted him. Impressed by his size and presence, Brisco encouraged him to consider professional wrestling. He introduced him to Hiro Matsuda, a legendary trainer known for being extremely tough. On Hogan's very first day of training, Matsuda deliberately broke his leg to test his commitment. Hogan came back after about 10 weeks, and that's when Matsuda took him seriously. Soon, he was training, learning the ropes, and before long, he became Hulk Hogan. With the yellow tights, the handlebar mustache, and the charisma of a rock star, Hogan became a phenomenon. By the 1980s, he was larger than life, the face of the WWF, leading wrestling into mainstream pop culture. Kids adored him. Adults followed him. He was on cereal boxes, action figures, Saturday morning cartoons. Hulkamania was real, and it swept the world. But behind the spotlight, Hogan's life was far from perfect. The fame came fast, and with it, pressure, egos, and the politics of wrestling. There were lawsuits, backstage conflicts, and an industry that chewed people up and spat them out. But Hogan kept pushing. In 2005, he launched a reality show, Hogan Knows Best, giving fans a look into his family life, his wife Linda, daughter Brooke, and son Nick. But the happy family image didn't last. In 2007, his son Nick was involved in a horrific car crash. He was just 17. Nick was driving in Clearwater, Florida, with his best friend John Graziano, a former Marine, in the passenger seat. The car spun out of control and slammed into a tree. Nick walked away. John didn't. He suffered severe brain damage and was left in a vegetative state. For life, it was devastating. For John's family, for the Hogans, for the millions watching. Nick was sentenced to 8 months in jail, and the media tore into them. Then came more destruction. In 2008, Linda filed for divorce, and it got ugly. Cheating allegations, money battles, control, it became a public war. Hogan spiraled. He later admitted he considered ending his life. Alone in his mansion, staring at a gun, unsure of who he was anymore, without the fame, without the family, without the character he had played for so long. He survived, but he never fully recovered. In 2015, another blow, a leaked sex tape, and in it, Hogan using racial slurs. The backlash was instant. WWE cut all ties. He was removed from the Hall of Fame, scrubbed from their history like he never existed. Fans were divided, some disgusted, some heartbroken, some still tried to defend him. He apologized. Eventually, WWE reinstated him, but the stain never really faded. To this day, the name Hulk Hogan sparks different reactions. Some remember the childhood hero, others the scandal and downfall, and then there was the physical toll. Years of wrestling had broken his body, back surgeries, hip replacements, knee operations. He once said, "I used to be 6'7". I'm 6'4" now." The pain was constant, and he endured it in silence. Still, he showed up, still smiled for cameras, still wore the shades, still said the catchphrases. But behind the grin was a man who had paid for every roar of the crowd. On July 24, 2025, Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, died of cardiac arrest at his home in Clearwater, Florida. He was 71. Emergency responders tried to revive him, but it was too late. The world mourned, not just the icon, but the man who gave up so much to become one. Because maybe the real tragedy isn't what happened to Hulk Hogan. Maybe it's how much of Terry Bollea he had to lose to become him.